What up, my people? How you guys doing? You guys are welcome to another of my review. In today's review, I will be focusing on the best vlogging camera. I'm focusing on three category of people. First of all, the enthusiasts, the vloggers, and people that are creating content. So if you fall within these three people, I think you might be interested in watching this review. So I will be highlighting one or two cameras that I feel you can, buy, and I will be talking about the best for your money in 2022. Remember, as at the time of I'm recording this video right now, we have only limited APS-C camera that are very functional. We have majorly like few companies that are also into APS. We're actually waiting for the Canon to release their R7, which will be a direct competitor to the other manufacturers that I will be talking about today. One camera that I will be excluding from this right now is I will be eliminating the Canon M50 Mark II. And the major reason why I will be eliminating that camera is that although this camera is very popular with vloggers, it is a very popular camera, but one thing is that this camera has got a lot of issues, especially the 1080p is the best you can get in a video. The 4K is not great. So, and at 2022, I feel like the standard should at least be a 4K. You should at least be using a 4K camera, and that is why I will be limiting it to two major cameras, just to make your decision also easier rather than you thinking of so many things. I'll be leaving some description on the screen for the cameras I'll be talking about. So as you follow me along, just look at the screen, you will see the cameras because I'm not actually holding them in my hand physically. Now, just a bit background of myself. Obviously, I'm a portrait and a wedding photographer. I'm also an hybrid shooter, so I also do video as well. I do videography for weddings and events as well, and also interview and real estate. So yeah, so those are my area, and I've been a photographer for years right now. So I feel I have enough experience to talk about the best vlogging camera. The world where we live in right now, so many people are into content creation. They are into traveling. People are doing a lot of vlogging these days. They're sharing their life. They are going behind just to share content with people, even people with business owners. Everybody is online right now doing one thing or the other. So whatever you're doing, probably you're using this camera to create content for your business, or you're using it to vlog, you're using it to for a travel, or you're just an enthusiast who love cameras. And so let's just dive deep into this major camera. Now, the first camera I'll be talking about today, and before I talk about the camera itself, there are three areas that has allowed me to pick these two cameras. And the first area is the functionality. The second thing is the handling, and the third thing is the price. Those are the three categories whereby I'll be ranking these cameras, and at the end of the day, I'll be able to give you my own choice, and probably that will also help you in making your final decision. So the first camera I want to talk about today is the Fuji Xt4. Now, in terms of price, the Fuji Xt4 at the time of recording right now on Amazon is about 1,449, which is very pricey, but this is an interchangeable camera. Like you can change the lens, but one thing is about Fuji. About Fuji. Fuji is just give you that aesthetics of a beautiful camera. It's something that if you love something vintage, if you love something beautiful, the meta body, Fuji is just that camera that you want. It's going to produce also some amazing color as well. But in terms of the handling, it's just beautiful to hold. And the bodies, mostly of the bodies are usually metal. And, the skin, the way it is designed for people that love luxury, people that love to undo things that feel like they're actually holding something beautiful in their hands. If you care a lot about aesthetics, about build quality, trust me, you will love the Fuji Xt4 or any of the Fuji brand. So in terms of the price, is very pricey. Like I said, 1,500. But what can this camera do. This camera obviously can do practically everything. It was released probably like 3-4 years ago, but this camera in 2022 is still holding its own because it's future proof even after being released years ago, because this camera can do 4K 60, and it can, it's got good eye autofocus, it's got a flippy screen, it's got good color sign, produce very beautiful color sign. So in terms of functionality, I would say what you're looking for, especially if you want to vlog, if you want to do travel, if you want to do content creation, what you're looking for is a camera with a good eye autofocus, and the Fuji Xt4 will give you that. No, probably it's not as good as some maybe like Canon or Sony. Maybe they're not on the same level, but it's very close. It's very close. And in terms of picture, trust me, you will love the color science. You will love the images that you'll be getting even straight out of camera. If you are familiar with Fuji, or you know whether familiar with Fuji, one thing I will tell you about Fuji is their color science is absolutely maybe the best in the industry when it comes to photography. And in terms of video as well, they're gonna render and give you a beautiful, beautiful color. If you are a type of person, obviously, that you don't want to do too much of editing, you just want to take the photos and you want to make sure it comes out great on camera, which probably will not happen all the time, but at least the pictures you get straight out of camera from the Fuji cameras, they are very, very beautiful, and you will love them. And in terms of video, this Xt4 perform equally as well in terms of the autofocus, in terms of the functionality, and a lot of things that you get from this the Xt4. It's just absolute beauty. I'll leave the description on the screen for you guys to see, and so you cannot go wrong with buying the Xt4 from Fuji, right? So my second pick right here will be the Sony Z E10. So it's a very complex name. Sony have all this name for their product, but this Sony Z E10 is a banger. Like is a camera that you will love to have. Now, in terms of, first of all, let's talk about the pricing. With the kit lens, so we are talking about with the kit lens. Now remember, the Fuji camera I spoke about is just body only. No, but with the Sony Z E10, it comes with a kit lens. With the kit lens, you'll be spending something like 700 and maybe 56, which is really under £1,000. And also you can change the lens as well. It's interchangeable. But apart from that, this camera has got a great autofocus. It's got tracking, it's got eye autofocus, and you can also tracking. It's got real-time tracking in terms of video and in terms of photography. You also have on the Z10, you also have like this defocusing functionality on the camera that allows you to blow out your background by just pressing a button, which is very, very good. It's a good thing. Like, people love a blurry background. You want everything to look smooth and buttery and smooth and look blurred out. And if you want that, there's an effect on the ZE 10 that you just need to press, and it's going to give you that effect. Beyond that, it's got 4K 60 as well, but it's like 4K 30 in terms of the 4K. And so, but I think the 4K comes a little bit of a crop, but it's a beautiful color as well. Sony has fixed their color when they were doing this, especially this ZE10. If you look at the price itself, it's very, very, it comes under £700. I don't think you can get anything better than that in terms of that form factor. And it's a very tiny, I'm going to leave it on, just show you guys on the screen right now. It's a tiny camera that you can even put in your pocket. Like, it's got headphone jack, it's got a mic jack, so you can connect external mic to it. You can do whatever you want with this camera, and it's so small, so tiny, something that you can just put into your pocket. So if you're the type that you're looking for something that you travel with, something that is very convenient, something that you can just, that can do practically everything that you want it to do, then you're looking at the Sony Z E10. And also it's got interchangeable lenses, so you can use APS lenses or full frame lenses on this. So for example, if you already have some lenses that are from Sony, you can use them. You can even buy third-party lenses as well from Sigma and Tamron. These are quite even cheaper that you can even put on this camera, right? But you can also use a kit lens with it if you're just an enthusiast, you just want to start to just use it, or you just want to use it to take photos of your family on a travel vacation or stuff like that. the kit lens is okay, it's good enough, and now you're only spending like a 750, I think £50, and that is great price. In terms of the image quality, this is absolutely another beauty. Like, you're going to get autofocus with it, you're going to get eye tracking with it, so you hardly miss a shot. I mean, you want to take photos, you want to get photos, and you want to make sure that they're, they're tech, they're sharp, they're in focus, and this camera will guarantee you that you don't need to be a pro to use this lens, to use this camera, because the Sony system that is in this ZE10 is also mostly in their full frame as well. So what they've done is that they've transferred most of the functionalities inside their full frame camera, which costs around 3,000, 5,000, into this ZE10, and that's why this camera is so great. If you go on the internet right now, this camera is actually out of stock nearly everywhere. I'm not saying probably everywhere, but in most cases, in most places that I have checked personally, they are out of stock. And that also shows how popular this camera is. So in terms of handling, is very small. In terms of functionality, you'll probably get every single thing you need with this camera in terms of how to make it perform, and giving you also the battery is very great. The battery will get you almost like, I think, about 400 short or 500 short, before it goes down, but it's a good battery for what it is. So, and also for handling, it's a tiny camera. So we've talked about functionality, we've talked about handling, and the price also is in a great place. So for me, here's my take on this, right? So if you absolutely have the money to say, okay, look, I'm an enthusiast, but I think I don't want to spend more. I want to decide within, money is not my problem. And I want to decide between the two. And I don't have any lenses from anybody before. This is my first camera. And I want something that's beautiful, something that works, something that I know that I can take on a travel, probably not too small that can go into my pocket, but at least small to stay in my hands and stuff like that, because the Fuji Xt4 is about 607 grams, so it's not that heavy, but at least it's got some weight a little bit. So if that's the case, but you're looking for something that works, and it's got 4K 60. Now, 4K 60 is something that you're looking for, because that will give you what? That will give you an absolutely a slow-mo, that, that portrait slow motion effect. That 4K 60 you're looking for is in the Fuji Xt4, whereas you don't have that in the Sony Z E10. So that's something that you might need to consider. So if you actually have all the money with you, and and also remember that the Fuji is just body only, but you can get some fairly use of Fuji, maybe around £1,000 right now, of the St4, and then you can get a lens from Fuji. They're like, I think they have some lenses around £500, £400 that you can buy. So if you have a 1,500, you could get by and getting probably their 16 to 35 lens and pairing it with the St4. However, if you just want something that is compact, that is small, that is below £1,000, that works, that does nearly everything that you want it to do, and you can take it on a travel, you can vlog with it, you can you can take photos with your beautiful photos, and it will do absolutely that job for you. That is the ZE10, and my pick would be the ZE10, because also I'm in the Sony ecosystem, but apart from that, I think these camera tick all the boxes. I must make you aware of one issue with the ZE10 that is very common anyway. People have talked about the issue of the rolling shutter. So rolling shutter is what the effect that you see on the edge of the camera when someone is taking photo. Probably they are running with the camera, or they are doing some fast move, and there's some jelly effect, on the edge of the camera, or when you're trying to move it right, left, and something quick, they will see some jelly effect and stuff like that. But for most people using this camera, I believe in this category, will not be probably doing that, and that should not be a deal breaker for most of you guys, especially you're probably doing a run and gun and stuff like that. And I think for most people, this is a perfect vlogging, content creation, for enthusiasts, for travelers, and for family use, and for any other thing that you probably need it for. You can also even use it for some, from some pro level as well, on as long as you know how to use it properly. So those are my take on these two cameras, and that is my take on the best vlogging content creation or enthusiast camera for 2022 as of now when I'm doing the filming. This might change in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 months, like I said, but for now, this is a king of the vlogging and content creation camera, in my own opinion. Now, if this is the first time of watching my review and you enjoy this one in particular, why don't you smash that like button for me? By so doing, you'll be helping me to create more content, and you'll be recommending my video to the YouTube algorithm, and the YouTube algorithm will be recommending my videos to other people out there who might be interested. By so doing, you will also be helping me, like I said. So I also appreciate if you can subscribe and also click on that notification bell to get notified each time I release a new video. Thank you for joining me on this review. I will catch you in my next review. Bye-bye.